नमस्ते गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी महाराज। जय गुरुजी सत्संगत जी। शुक्राना। गुरुजी महाराज द मल्टीलिंगुअल सेवादार टीम आप सबका स्वागत करती है। गुरुजी महाराज की कृपा से एक बार फिर हम सब इकट्ठे हुए हैं लाइट और डिविनिटी का रीडिंग सेशन सुनने के लिए। आज गुरुजी महाराज की ब्लेस संगत डॉक्टर पांडव अंकल उपस्थित हैं स्मिता पांडव आंटी के साथ, जो कि अपना सत्संग पढ़ेंगे और आज का सेशन होस्ट करेंगे अचरपाल अंकल जी। ज्यादा समय ना लेते हुए मैं अचरपाल अंकल को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्लीज सेशन को इनिशिएट करें। ओवर टू यू अचरपाल अंकल। जय गुरु जी।
जय गुरु जी अंकल, जय गुरु जी प्यारी संगत जी। ये बहुत बड़ा शुक्राना है आज। When I received call from Suresh uncle inviting me to become host for today evening for the reading of Dr. Pandav uncle, I immediately said it's a great Guru Kripa. Why I said so? Because it is privilege and honor to welcome my Guru Bhai Padma Shri Dr. Pandav uncle. I will take little time to give his introduction, and please permit me to do so. For the benefit of Sangat present and those who would, later watch this program on YouTube, I want to briefly touch upon illustrious background of Dr. Pandav uncle. Dr. Chandrakant S. Pandav is former professor and head of department Center of Community Medicine at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, India. Dr. Pandav is also alumni of the Department of Human Nutrition at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, London, UK. Presently, he is member of National Council on India Nutrition Challenges under Poshan Abhiyan, which is chaired by none other but Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, President. Then he's also President of Association of Indian Coalition of Control Iodine Deficiency Disorders, ICCIDD as it is called, Regional Coordinator of Iodine Global Network, IGN, South Asia, Chairman and Chairman of Coalition of Food and Nutrition Security. Dr. Pandav has been a consultant on iodine deficiency disorders, IDD, since 1983 to over 60 countries, to WHO and UNICEF, South Asia, Western Pacific, Middle East, and African countries at the national, regional, and global level. And Sangatji, this is the reason why our dear Pandav uncle is also known, very well known as Iodine Man of India. Dr. Pandav is also co-editor of 14 books on health sciences and authored about 650 research papers published in various national and international journals. Dr. Pandav was conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri Award in 2021 for his exceptional and distinguished service in the field of medicine. He was awarded the Mother Teresa Memorial Award for his excellent work in the area of universal salt iodization, USI, on December 2016 in Kolkata. In 2017, Dr. Pandav was bestowed WHO Public Health Champion Award for his long and sustained contribution to public health. Dr. Pandav is having many more awards and honors to his name, including the most prestigious Dr. M.K. Sheshadri Prize and Gold Medal by ICMR for the year 2000 for his outstanding contributions to the field of community medicine. प्यारी संगत जी, जब आपको ऐसा इलस्ट्रियस गुरु भाई मिले तो आप क्यों नहीं आपको होस्ट करेंगे? आप पहले ये बताएं मुझे. So this, I am grateful to Guruji Maharaj, of course, for this seva, and also to Vasan uncle to having chosen me, inviting me for this particular thing. Now, Dr. Pandav uncle, The stage is yours. What you would like to say before you're reading about Guruji Maharaj, and then, of course, the reading session.
Namaste, namaskar, namaskaram. Whenever I'm on public platform, I say gratitude to three categories of people. First is the defense forces, Army, Navy, Air Force. हम रात को चैन की नींद सो सकते हैं क्योंकि वो 24 घंटे जागे रहते हैं, तो मैं उनको धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ. My second gratitude is to COVID-19 warriors, my doctor colleagues. In the first wave, 700 plus doctors died. They sacrificed their life. In second phase, 750 physicians sacrificed their life. I am reminded of a poem which I studied in my school, Charge of the Light Brigade, Into the Valley of Death.
Well, wrote the 600, yeah.
Wrote the 600. Very well said, Achal uncle. Robert Stevenson. They knew that they had a high risk of passing on, but even then they made a definite choice to serve the society, serve the patients. तो मैं उनको धन्यवाद देता हूँ, उनके परिवार को धन्यवाद देता हूँ. I think the government of India has a scheme to financially compensate, but that's only one aspect of compensation. You can't compensate a life, not possible. And my third gratitude is Guruji Sangat. And overpowering all these three gratitude is Guruji Maharaj. I must share with all of you that we are very blessed. The population of the world is 800 crores. And today, Guruji Maharaj's presence is all over the world. Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Europe, Kuwait, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Canada, United States. You name a country and Guruji Maharaj Sangat has a presence. I come from Maharashtra, Solapur district, and we have a Sangat in Pandharpur. And today I got a message from Sachin Pandharpur that there is Sangat in Latur also. So it's amazing. It's just amazing. Not really amazing. This was expected to happen. That every day Guruji Maharaj Sangat, new Sangat is established. क्या है गुरुजी महाराज की कृपा? That his presence is global. Who knows? It's trans-universal because we have a limitation of our five senses to understand the world. In fact, Mount Kailash, United States of America had kept some sensors and they were recording sound of Om.
Yes,
Om.
I read a lot about it, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Mount Kailash is a great mystery. I have a calendar with me where 33 crores devtas are seen in Mount Kailash, 33 koti devta. And similarly, on the sun, also recording of Om is detected by NASA. Om is the pulse of the universe, pulse of the universe. And I have a collection of 5 books just on Om. In fact, Shiv Puran, which I read every day, one adhyay, the executive summary of Shiv Puran, just one word, Om. And actually we get strength when you say Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sai, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sai, Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sai. Very, very powerful mantra. Very powerful. In fact, during COVID-19, Smita Panda and auntie and I, we were awake almost 24 hours. We used to get calls from different parts of India. Dr. Pandav, we need a ventilator, we need a bed, we need an ambulance. And some went to the extent of asking me that our relatives at the cremation ground in Delhi, we need wood, fire to burn them. So I had my student who was in charge of South Delhi. When I called him, sir, आपने मुझे क्या सिखाया? To gather wood, to burn the bodies. In fact, one of the Padma Shri awardees in my batch was one who contributed to the supply of fire, wood to the crematorium. So, uncle, I have a khazana, very precious khazana of sharing Guruji Maharaj's blessings, unki meher. You and I can have conversation, Suresh Vasan uncle, for days together. Itna khazana hai, sabhi ke paas hai, and that is Guruji Maharaj Mahima.
Absolutely.
The reason we are having this Sangha is an opportunity to exchange each other's experiences and consolidate and be grateful to Guruji Maharaj for bringing us together. Jai Guruji.
Yeah. So now, may I request you to kindly do the reading of your satsang, and then we will move ahead accordingly.
Shukrana. One day, I asked Guruji Maharaj. I used to sit always next to him on the left side of his asana in Chote Mandir.
I distinctly remember that.
And many times I used to go to the first floor, saying that I should not be selfish. Others should also get a chance. But within 2 minutes, Singla uncle would come up and say, Dr. Panda, Guruji Maharaj aapko bula rahe. So, very blessed. So one day I told Guruji Maharaj that we would like to write about experiences with you. How do you know about Shirdi Sai Baba? It is his devotees who has written about Shirdi Sai Baba. He said, Doctor, मैं तो बचपन में शिरडी महाराज के साथ खेला हूँ. Now look at the time period. We are in 2005. Shirdi Maharaj was in the early 20th century. And he's saying कि मैं उनके साथ खेला हूँ बचपन में. What is the message? With limited intelligence I have, what I'm trying to understand is this Mahapurush have no time dimension. Tell uncle, you must be remembering that Guruji Maharaj told us in the 18th century, he was a prince in Gujarat. So one realizes the magnanimity, the canvas of Guruji Maharaj's presence. And कभी कई लोगों को बताते थे कि आप लोगों का और मेरा रिश्ता जन्म जन्म से है, आजकल का नहीं है. So I shared with Guruji Maharaj, how do you know about Swami Ramakrishna Paramahansa? Again, Mahesh Nath wrote about it. I said, Guruji Maharaj, please give us an opportunity to write about the experiences. He just smiled at me. After 3 months, he said, Doctor, that was a Saturday. You're saying about experiences, you want to write, please do so and come tomorrow evening, Sunday evening to Chote Mandir. Next day, Smita auntie and I went to our department. It was a Sunday, and we wrote what you have seen in Guru Kripa, in light of divinity, is what we wrote over 3 hours time.
Okay.
And Guruji Maharaj wanted everything tip-top, tip-top, the best possible dress, the best possible pen, the best possible mobile. In fact, I had a old mobile. He said, क्या तुसी एम्स में काम करो? You're my disciple. पुराना मोबाइल करते हो, कल बदल के आ जाओ. एक बार मैंने अपने बाल लंबे बनाए थे, कल बाल काट के आ जाओ. So this was his.
He always wanted his Guru Sangat to be, his pet word was, favorite word was stylish. Stylish kapde pa ke aaye, stylish, because he always wanted, and one more thing, he would never tolerate that his Sangat is by any way underestimated. The Sangat level he used to pull up and bring us up to the possible, where he wanted us to be. In every sense of the word. I can give a lot of examples, but I don't want you. Please continue.
Yeah. Please also share. I remember Binu Gupta auntie. He said, "Acha doctor, yeah, stylish auntie aa gayi." Stylish auntie.
Yes.
So I always tease Binu auntie, stylish auntie aa gayi.
Yes.
So
that's how the light of divinity satsangs were written, and everyone has their own experience in like this. Yeah.
We spent 3 hours on Sunday morning. We needed some clarification. We called up Rashmi and Panda, got that clarification. In the evening, I got it in color printing with a nice bound thing.
Mm.
So I went there with Smita auntie in the evening, on Sunday evening. Doctor, started love letter le aaye. Singla uncle ko de do. And that's how the story began.
Yes.
And Achal uncle, the first edition was printed when Guruji Maharaj was there in physical form.
Yes, I distinctly remember that.
And I was traveling. I used to travel quite a lot those days. 180, 200, 220 days in a year. So copies were finished immediately. Then I asked Guruji Maharaj, where is my copy? He said, मैंने रखी है, अलग से रखी है. See, look at the kind of love he had for you.
Oh, yes.
That he kept a copy for us, Smita and me, and that copy is still with us.
Mm.
And Achal uncle, 2 साल तक उससे fragrance आती थी. 2 years.
Oh.
2 years the fragrance. ये मेहर है उनकी, blessings है.
बहुत.
जितना बताए Achal uncle and Paris Sangat, I've learned many things from Guruji Maharaj. But the most important thing is Shukrana. Shukrana, Shukrana. For all the blessings he has showered on us.
Yes.
In our day-to-day life, in our troubled times, without our knowledge also, he has done the mid-course correction.
Yeah.
So that we are on track in our journey towards becoming a nice human being. ये मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. गुरुजी महाराज हमारे साथ इतना समय बिताते थे. All that he wanted was be a nice human being. मुझे गालिब का शेर याद आता है. कितना आसान है, कितना आसान है आसानी को समझना. मुझे ताज्जुब है कितना मुश्किल है आदमी को इंसान बनना.
Oh, yes.
How simple is simple. How simple is simple. I'm surprised how difficult it is for a man to become a human being. That was your chiseling us.
Very well said. Very well said.
That was he was chiseling us. वो अपने खन्नी से chisel से हमको
बिल्कुल
कर रहे थे. I'm reminded of Michelangelo, the world famous statue of David. Somebody asked Michelangelo, how did you make such a beautiful statue in the world of marble? He said, very simple. When I saw the marble, I saw David, and I just chiseled out the extra part. That's what Guruji Maharaj was saying.
Yes.
That was he was doing. So that evening, we, with great humility, submitted our Anubhav, and the title of our experience is called Guru Krupa. Guru Krupa.
Yes.
मेरे जिंदगी का अचल अंकल, you have been very generous in describing my contribution to the society. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. So we called our chapter as Guru Krupa, and then I quoted Guru Nanak. Let no one in the world live in delusion. Let no one in the world live in delusion. Without the Guru, none can cross over to the other shore. Guru Nanak. हमारे जो शब्द है,
हाँ जी,
उसमें कितनी सारी गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब से लिया है. It is covered Rohidas, Sant Namdev from Maharashtra. It is so inclusive that indeed a pleasure to listen to the Shabad. And each Shabad and each word has a meaning.
yes.
And we are still trying to understand what the meaning is for. As I said, we have limitation of 5 senses. बहुत कम हमें समझ में है, और उनके विचार, उनके आचार हमारे लिए एक सपना रहा. And his interaction with Achal with us was like we are his friends.
Absolutely, absolutely. He never let us feel. एक जैसे ना आंखों के आगे एक पर्दा था, हमारे का डाल रखा था. कभी हमें वो फील ही नहीं होने दिया. एज कंपेयर टू व्हाट जो संगत आज जुड़ रही है, वो तो इंस्टेंटली दे आर स्ट्रेट अवे सेइंग गॉड. बट हमें वो फीलिंग आती थी एंड सडनली हमें महापुरुष लगते थे, राइट? कि
I remember Achal लंगर होने के बाद रात को हम लोग 10 बजे, 11 बजे, 12 बजे, 1 बजे, 2 बजे तक बैठते थे.
He
used to lie down in the Chote Mandir, and we used to sit beside him. But I must also tell Paris Sangat, he was not serious all the time. He used to joke around with us, and his abbreviation was Achal Uncle.
right.
AMC, Army Medical Corps. ये तो ऑफिशियल है, अंडा मुर्गी चोर.
his description of a lot of things, like BDS, Batti Tam, always he had his own way of doing
Amazing.
things.
IAS, Indian Administrative Service.
Yeah.
I agree, sir. IAS. I am sorry. IAS. Invisible after sunset. IAS.
Very right.
LLB, Lado Bhai. MSP, Mother of Six Children. तो he had his own vocabulary. तो हमारे
Oh,
साथ
yeah.
हंसी मजाक करते थे.
बहुत
हंसी मजाक. And हमें तभी लगा नहीं कभी कि गुरुजी महाराज को नहीं. We just took him as one of us and as a good friend. तभी हमें अकल नहीं थी कि वो महापुरुष थे. आज अकल है ये मैंने कह रहा हूँ. उस समय हमें अकल नहीं थी कि वो महापुरुष है.
बिल्कुल.
शिव जी है, शिव जी का अवतार है.
हाँ जी.
So we'll continue with the reading.
Yes, please.
It was on Wednesday morning, 12th October 2005. I got a call from my colleague, Dr. G.C. Khilani. That time he was a professor of medicine at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. His office was next to my office. Now he is the director of PSRI, Purushottam Singania Research Institute. He comes very often on the television, especially during COVID-19. He said, Dr. Pandav, the caller is at 7 in the morning. Please come to my home at 5:30 in the evening. Then after half an hour he calls, Please bring Babiji out. I asked him, are you celebrating your promotion as a professor? No, no, हमारे घर में गुरुजी आ रहे, तो आप आई. So I showered with a lot of questions. कौन गुरुजी है, उनका नाम क्या है, कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं, वो क्या कहते हैं. As usual, you have plenty of questions. Please come, be patient and ask him. That morning, I called up Rashmi Singh. Rashmi and I have been known each other since 71. I said, Rashmi ji, where is Pitaji? We used to call Prime Minister Chandrasekhar as Pitaji. Where
Yes, yes.
is
Yeah,
family friends, Pitaji?
Yeah.
Rashmi ji, Pitaji कहाँ है? वो तो आपके इंस्टीट्यूट में एडमिट है, प्राइवेट वार्ड 501. I am saying I'm coming right now. So I met Rashmi ji, Pankaj ji, Pitaji was resting. So the 2 hours that I spent with them, they shared about their journey with Guruji Maharaj and what difference it has made to quality of life, not only of Prime Minister Chandrasekhar ji, but of the entire family. So when I went back home, I shared this with Smita auntie. She was restless. She was not very fond of sadhus and Guruji Maharaj. That time there were a lot of controversies.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Both side controversies. We will not take the names. But then we couldn't wait. We were called at 5:30. We left the house at 4:30. And at 5 o'clock sharp, we were in Dr. Khilnani's house, Sarvapriya Vihar, basement. At 5:25, Guruji Maharaj came with Rashmiji and Pankajji. And we imagined that that's Guruji Maharaj. When Smritanti and I saw him for the first time in our lives, in this life, he was looking like somebody coming from extra planet. So handsome. Bollywood, Hollywood star.
Yes.
Smartly dressed. So he went and took the asan in the drawing room. हम दोनों चले गए, उनसे आशीर्वाद. They immediately said, Doctor, तुसी बाहर जाओ. I was surprised. I told Rashmi ji, Guruji Maharaj हमको कह रहे बाहर जाओ. Possibly I whispered into Smita's ear, we are not wanted here. तो उनसे आज्ञा लेके जा रहे. Hey doctor, कहाँ जा रहे हो? वापस आ जाओ. When I'm saying तुसी बाहर, you stay outside India. Your name, fortune, money is when you work outside India. I said, Guruji Maharaj, मैं थक गया हूँ. पिछले 4 साल से मैं बाहर ही रहा हूँ. Now I want to serve my country. बैठो. तो उस दिन करीबन 300 लोग आए थे. And we had a range of satsangs, right from promotion, school admission, blood pressure, asthma, cancer, childless parents, range of spectrum of medical conditions. And every time you say, Doctor, we are doing better than AIMS. AIMS बहुत बड़ी चीज है, तो आप बड़ी भी चीज है, आपके डॉक्टर बड़ी चीज है. When the AIMS doctors stop treating because they're not getting results, they come to me and they get the results. So that was the first experience. Then he told me and Smita auntie, please come tomorrow, Thursday, to Chote Mandir. And that's how our journey started.
Okay. Very
12th
well.
October 2005. Achal uncle, I want you to ask me something at this point in time.
Please.
पूछिए.
No, basically, my question got answered because I wanted to know how did you both, feel when you met Guruji for the first time. You just mentioned your experience. That was one thing which was coming to my mind
Yeah,
when you
that
would
is a
share.
permanent impression. जब तक हम
Yes.
जिंदा रहे वो हमेशा रहे. Fresh.
And secondly, when you started following, did you at any given point of time got a feeling that Guru Maharaj has blessed you and that thing has come and changed your fortune? That why did you not get connected earlier than, जैसे होता तो नसीब में वही है जो लिखा हुआ है, पर ये फीलिंग कभी आपको आई?
Yes, actually, I met Nina Arora aunty in February 2005 in
Okay.
Bharati Nagar, Khan Market ke paas, February. So that time she described she wanted some help in neurosurgery for admission.
Yeah.
So she was telling me there is a medical miracle, Guruji Maharaj in Empire State, and he cures all kinds of diseases very
Right.
easily. So I'm very open. There's only one system of medicine that relieves you from pain and suffering: sympathy and empathy. Allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy,
Right.
these are artificial divisions. Artificial. But मैंने सुना था फरवरी में, लेकिन बुलावा आया 12th October 2005. And Achal uncle, you said, जब आपको बुलावा आता है तभी आपके मुलाकात गुरुजी महाराज से होती है.
हाँ जी.
And the journey continued. Somehow, whenever we were in Delhi, when my Smita was here, I used to travel. Like a magnet, we were drawn, magnet, to Empire State Choti Mandir. We asked Guruji Maharaj, that time is to allocate days.
Yeah.
आप Thursday को आ सकते हैं, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He said, you can come on any day. And many times he used to call us on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 11 o'clock at night. क्या कर रहे हो? आ जाओ.
Yes.
So that was the journey.
Those were the chosen few who got his call, and his, because you see, he used to, not that he loved, did not love everyone. He loved his sangat, but there were chosen few whom, एक तो उनको फोन नंबर कभी याद करने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. हमेशा on his tips, like ए नंबर मिला जरा, अपने फोन तो ये नंबर मिला और मेरी गल करा. कई दफा मैंने खुद अपनी आंखों से देखा और एक्सपीरियंस करा जब वो फोन ऐसे मिलाते हैं और जिस संगत से बात करना चाहते हैं उनसे बात करते हैं.
Incredible. Incredible. Actually, it's a limitation on our part to call it incredible. Yeah, what else do you expect from
Yeah, Guru.
God Shiva's incarnation? ये तो भगवान है. What else do you expect? Limitation तो हम लोगों में.
Right.
We are
So,
limited
Uncle,
by.
will you be
In fact, Chandrakant,
yeah, will you be reading a certain part of it? Because the session is primarily for reading out your satsang, and then in between we share some anecdotes and then we move ahead. While I have gone through it and you have shared most of it, which is written on page 112 and 113, but if you may kindly read it so that we follow the, uh, whatever the decision has been taken by the multilingual platform that Sangat must read.
you are right. We have to work in a framework, and I continue my sharing with you. Towards the end of April 2006, after spending
Yeah.
about April, October, November, December, January, 7 months,
Yeah.
I noticed something unusual about my health. I told Smita aunty that season I had not used my inhaler puff. Otherwise, for the last 15 years, I have a very strong family step asthma, very strong. Come winter, and I used to puff around the clock. And at least two, three episodes where I take antibiotics. But the winter I spent with Guruji Maharaj in April, I realized that this winter was absolutely drug-free, absolutely inhaler-free. So I shared this with Guruji Maharaj. He smiled at me. You are blessed, doctor.
Yes.
Doctor is he. I never asked him, nor did Smita aunty ask him. हम दोनों गुरुजी महाराज से क्या प्रार्थना
Yes.
करते हैं कि सर्व दुनिया में शांति रहे। गुरुजी महाराज हमेशा कहते हैं मंगो मत। You have limited understanding
Yeah.
of your health. बिना मांगे आपको मिलेगी। That is a very important lesson. We must not hear, listen, understand, but most important, practice. गुरुजी महाराज से मांगना है तो ये मांगिए, गुरुजी महाराज मुझे ये समस्या है, जो आप ठीक समझे आप ही कर लीजिए। That is total faith, total surrender. Somebody asked me, what is the definition of faith? I asked the Supreme Court judge, faith का मतलब क्या है? Faith is a miracle which has no scientific explanation. It is an experience which you see it, you can't describe about it. Sampurna Atmasamparvan, Sampurna Vishwas. These are the two pillars, strong pillars on which our journey with all of us, most of us had with Guruji Maharaj.
Right.
Total faith, total surrender. So I'm reading the page 114 about the doctor is healed.
Yes.
Doctor is healed. Then we were worried about our daughter, Rujuta. She had gone to United States of America and she was working at Rice University, doing a graduation in cognitive science and neurological science. Her graduation was there and I decided to attend her graduation. And she was very keen to go to Stanford University or Harvard. Impossible. But this we just kept amongst ourselves. And I told Guruji Maharaj one day, he asked me, "Tusi kab ja rahe ho? बिटिया के graduation के लिए. Look at this. And don't worry, सब ठीक हो जाएगा." So we went. In a short period of time, she got a job at MIT.
Wow.
Department of Brain and Cognitive
Yeah,
Sciences.
Guruji.
Short period of time. ये तो बड़ी चीज है, अचल अंकल. So difficult to get an institution like MIT, Harvard.
Unheard of. It's just unheard.
That shows up. And we didn't ask him at all. वो मुझे अगला सब जवाब दे रहे थे. तुसी जा रहे हो ग्रेजुएशन के लिए? सुल्तान को, she's worried about your daughter. कि उसको हार्वर्ड और स्टैनफोर्ड में जाना है. We went to Stanford also. She appeared for an interview there, but she got a position in MIT.
Wow.
Her entire life changed. And later on, I'm very, with great humility, with Guruji Maharaj's blessing, Rujuta did her Master of Science from Howard University.
Wonderful.
New course, Communications for Behavior Change, first graduate in that discipline. क्या मेहर है, क्या
This
मेहर
is
हमारा.
showering blessings all over.
Impossible. हम समझ नहीं सकते.
Yeah.
क्योंकि limited बुद्धि, limited. Incidentally, Achal uncle, we use only 10% of our brain. 10%. 90% is in cold storage.
Yeah.
So that is
So,
the doctrine.
right.
Apuchi. You're coming to the last page.
Hmm.
But please ask me anything else you want to ask me.
Did Pandav uncle, your daughter Rijita, whenever she came to India, call on Guruji to seek his blessings or feeling of gratitude by her? Was there any such thing? If you may talk about little bit about your daughter.
Yes, it's very interesting. December, we remember 25th December, there was a wedding in Chandigarh. And he said that when your daughter is coming to Delhi in December, I want to take her to Chandigarh to attend this wedding.
Okay. Was it the one in Zirakpur?
Chandigarh में थी.
अच्छा, चंडीगढ़ में. All right. एक दफा हमें लेके गए थे जीरकपुर. I thought कहीं वो नहीं हो. All right.
No, she is detailing. He would call the Sangat to Chote Mandir. Empire State. There were 50 cars,
Oh, yeah. It was always like this.
and he made sure that everybody has a seat. Dr. Killarney's traveled with us.
Mhm.
Look at it, सब लोगों को बिठा के आखिरी वो बैठते थे.
Yes.
Look at how he used to lead the conference.
I have a similar experience. Yes.
And then he used to go ahead and welcome us at the stop we had. This is amazing. And वहां जाके वो सबको खिलाते थे. एक चीज है गुरुजी महाराज की, आपने कई बार किया होगा. हमें इतना खिलाते थे रात को 12 बजे 1 बजे 2
Yes.
बजे सरसों का साग बापू जी ले आते थे, छाछ ले आते थे मेरे लिए, हलवा प्रसाद. रात को 1 बजे तो और खुद गुरुजी महाराज just few sips of tea that also used to share with us. Now, as a doctor, I can't explain this. How can you survive without taking anything? But then I was talking of him as an ordinary being without realizing who he is. I asked Bapuji, I had gone to Dugri, asked about Guruji's childhood. He said, Dr. Pandav, Bapuji and Mera, we had a special relationship. The kada I am wearing, uncle,
Haji.
is blessed by Bapuji.
Wow.
That's
Jai
why.
Guruji. Right.
He said, गुरुजी महाराज की बचपन से यही आदत थी, उनके जो भी खिलौने मिलते थे वो बांटते थे. बांटते थे. Now you imagine as a child, you generally fight in getting a toy. You want
Yeah.
the two toys, you still fight for the third one.
Absolutely.
And the other thing Babuji told me, that he used to meditate. गांव में जाके, खेत में जाके, शाम के समय पानी छोड़ते थे. You know, in the evening they used to water the field. And many times he used to get wet. कपड़े उनके गिले होते, वो ध्यान में मग्न होते थे. So that was he told us about Guruji Maharaj. Another interesting story I want to tell you.
Please, please.
एक दिन गुरुजी महाराज खेत में गए थे. उन्होंने बापूजी को बोला हमको 3 कप चाय भेज दीजिए. तो बापूजी बोले आप तो अकेले हैं, 3 कप किसके लिए? So within half an hour, 2 people came from nowhere. आपने भी सुना होगा.
Haji.
तो 3 कप चाय पी के, this is what I'm saying is, his statement, his communication is something which we don't understand as ordinary human beings. So 2 लोग उनको लेके गए गुरुजी महाराज को. For 10 years he was untraceable. कुछ लोगों को वो बम्बई में दिखा दे. And finally we got a darshan of Guruji Maharaj. And he came with Indira Gandhi to Malerkotla in a helicopter. So that's the journey. That's the journey of Guruji Maharaj.
Yes. Many people used to come and ask about him when he was not traceable, and nobody knew where he is, but he was in his own world. We would imagine somewhere in jungle meditating. And I remember once a minister came and he came to seek blessings from him. He was the cabinet minister in the Congress party.
Yes.
And he said, Guruji Maharaj, ਮੈਨੂੰ bless ਕਰ ਦੋ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ 15 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮਿਲੇ ਸੀ. ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ मैं तो फर्स्ट टाइम आया. कहना मैं फलाने गांव के जंगल में मेडिटेट कर रहा था एंड यू वर क्रॉसिंग बाय. उन्होंने कहा यहाँ पे कौन है, तुमने मेरे लिए फल का एक थैला भेजा था अंदर, and you came and did pranam and went away. So that was the time we first met. Can you imagine? Because only he knew, कि हमारा जन्म पुराना रिश्ता है और हम तो बिल्कुल नादान ना समझ, बिल्कुल हमें कुछ इस बारे में ज्ञान ही नहीं है कि कब से गुरु महाराज हमारे से कनेक्टेड हैं और हमारे को ब्लेस कर रहे हैं. हम तो अपनी जिंदगी में इतने मगन है कि हमें मालूम ही नहीं है. So like this, I would say Guruji Maharaj had his own way of blessings, showering blessing on his pyari sangat. But one thing what I would like to say here is that he perhaps knew that he will not be in physical form for longer, but was always in a tearing hurry to bless more and more Sangha. If you remember, he would always say, "Chal bhai tu satsang kar apne kar, te doctor nu bulai." If suppose somebody is from army or somewhere, okay, tu sare general nu bulao. I remember similarly, if you remember, there was one foreigner who used to come over there. His name was Sandy Starkman.
He had a very interesting ambassador card,
Yeah.
map of India. I think it was a global map he had drawn.
Yeah, on his ambassador card. He's the same guy. So he used to stay in Spanish embassy, cultural center in the roundabout of Janpat. So he once called me. He said, "Paul uncle, मैं कहाँ जी? तू यार ऐसे नाल जा सारी embassy दे विच और सब नु बुला के लेके और ऐसे कर सत्संग करना." मैं कहा अच्छा जी. So I went and met Sandy Starkman at his residence. I said, "Sandy, now this is Guruji's orders and we need to follow." He quickly got a card printed and he said, "Let's go. But you know, Mr. Paul, it is not allowed to go and meet the ambassador." So I said, "Look, he has told us we will make an attempt. If we are not successful, only then can we ask him and inform him that this is the problem we are facing. But first attempt we have to make." So we went, and he said, "Go in his car," because his car was very, funny car. His driver would drive that and had global or Indian map, multicolor painted on his ambassador car, and we would go from one embassy to the other, to one high commission to the, and we would always want to seek an appointment with the either the ambassador or the high commissioner or the first secretary. Somewhere we were successful, somewhere we were not, and we used to give. Started giving. Trust me, by hit or hook or crook, as they say, we managed to gather good gathering with, of course, blessings from Guru Maharaj. And when that satsang happened, and the foreigners, what you call the ambassadors and first secretaries, they all were making a beeline. They came. It was a scene to witness. In fact, many times he used to call me, Guruji Maharaj called, he said, "You sit here and tell him that I have cured his kidney operation. He had a problem and he should stop drinking." Then once he said, "Tell him not to flirt around much, not to be with his girlfriend. His wife is waiting in his country. He should go back. Why is he still here?" So how do you tell a person of that level that you stop all this? But that was his Adesh. So like he blessed. I would imagine he spread his Mahima globally from different ways. And today, as you rightly mentioned in the beginning of this program, that Guru Maharaj's Mahima is spread all over the world. No country today is left, north, south, east, west, where you don't find the Sangat or a mandir or where the satsangs are not happening. In fact, 2 years back, my nephew, who is now settled in New Jersey, USA, he called me. He said, "Chacha, I want to talk to you and seek your advice. Which mandir do I go?" I said, "What do you mean by which mandir?" He said, "In New Jersey, there are 4 Guruji mandir." I said, "Whichever is closest to your house. All mandir of Guruji, go to the one closest. You don't have to drive down, 100 miles to go to a mandir if it is just close by." So you can well imagine the intensity of followers who are there all over the world. And similarly, yesterday I was in a platform where I stepped in just to convey my feelings, and that auntie was from Toronto, and she was talking about how many satsangs happen there every single month. So we are very, very, very lucky, and that we are under the Chhatra Chaya, or Guruji's protection. His blessings are with us.
I just want to share with you.
Please.
First is that there is no English translation for Chhatra Chaya. You can't translate it. Chhatra
Yes.
Chaya is
Chhatra Chaya, under his protection, under his umbrella.
so about calling the doctors. The All
Sorry?
India Institute was going through a very bad phase. We had a very difficult minister, and he had removed the director, Dr. Venugopal, first person who did his heart transplant. For 5 years, we were fighting for the autonomy of the institute. आज गुरुजी जी महाराज हमें आशीर्वाद दीजिए, हम बड़ी difficult conditions से जा रहे.
Right.
He kept quiet, and then one day he told Smita aunty and me, he kept us waiting till 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Then he said, Doctor, Wednesday को सारे doctors को बुलाइए, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ घर आइए, I want to come to your home. That was
Yes. Yes.
housing block, 424 housing block.
Ah.
We had invited 300 doctors, 500 doctors, 500. And there was so much of total peace. एक चीज आपने देखी होगी, सभी लोगों ने देखी, गुरुजी महाराज के संगत के लिए लंगर कभी कम नहीं पड़ता. It is a miracle. And he asked us to get special, वो बड़े लाडू चांदनी चौक से मिलते
हाँ जी,
हैं,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, मल्टी कलर वाले.
बड़े वाले.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
तरुण अंकल और समीना आंटी ने हमारे लिए ले आए.
हाँ.
And that's an amazing experience. So we have a video film, which you all must have seen.
Yes.
Guruji Maharaj blessings. So we still have that asan in which he sat. हमने अभी तक रखा है. अब जब हमारे घर आएंगे, I would like to
Zarur.
share great humility
Zarur, zarur.
at asan and that room. And the tragedy is, he was very tired that evening. Romanti was there with him. Because past so लोगों का, doctors, so much of worry about patients' well-being. Guruji Maharaj used to take all that on him. Another thing, Achalanka, he never slept.
Yes.
Never slept. 24 घंटे जागे रहते. तो उस दिन वो बहुत थक गए थे. He was very tired. And the tragedy is, he breathed his last in AIMS. 31st May 2007.
I was there, uncle. I was there in the ICU when I got a call few hours before. That was a very, very touching moment.
They were saying, Dr. Pandav kahan hai?
Yeah.
Dr. Pandav. I was in Boston with my daughter. मुझे अभी भी मेरे आंख में आंसू आते हैं. He used to tell me specifically कि इनको एम्स में दिखाए, इनको दिखाना है. जब उनको जरूरत थी, I wasn't there, so I still don't forgive myself. मुझे अभी तक वो मेरे से दर्द नहीं जाता. I break down, but he had decided.
I can understand what you are going through, uncle.
I
got a call. Yeah, please go ahead.
He decided to leave early. He knew that he gave different indication कि 10 जून को डुगरी में एक स्पेशल फंक्शन होगा. तो वहाँ का मंदिर चल रहा था. People thought it is under the inauguration. But he gave signals in different parts to different people. Sorry, uncle, आप कुछ कह रहे थे? You got a call?
Yeah, I got a call, in fact, around 12 in the midnight saying that, uncle, because I think just a day before that, I think 30, when he last gave darshan, we were there. And
Sunday evening.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. तो जहाँ बाहर अक्रॉस द सामने वाली घर में जहाँ जूते उतारते थे एम्पायर स्टेट में, वहां मैं खड़ा बात कर रहा था. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. तो वहां मैं बात कर रहा था अबाउट that I happen to know Dr. Naresh Trahan very well, and Guruji asked me only to get him to him, and because he said I need to bless him because he is starting his own hospital. I'm talking of the time when he was chairman at Escorts Hospital, So I'm talking of that time. So that, just see the coincidence. I'm talking about that, and that day, middle of the night, we leave around 10:30 or 11. Middle of the night, I get a call from one uncle, and he said, Paul uncle. I said, yeah, you were talking that Dr. Naresh and we need him. I said, what happened? Guruji is not feeling well. He has been taken to AIMS. I said, what? I said, where in AIMS? I said, I'm coming. Then he told me where he is, and I rushed. And in the meantime, I talked to Dr. Trahan. He said, you reach there and make me speak to the doctor on duty. That's how, it happened. When I entered, today I'm sharing in public forum for the first time. When I entered that particular ICU where he was on I would say ventilator, and only 3 or 4 sangat were outside. I entered. I I never even had to ask anyone because the entire ICU was full of his pregnants. And I don't know, nobody stopped me, uncle. Nobody stopped me from entering the ICU. I was there, the doc on duty. I said, look, do you know who is there? He has gone into meditation. He'll get up just now. And I was just rubbing his feet as much hard as I could. I said, but why have you given him this red color blanket? He doesn't deserve this quality blanket. I wish I knew. I would have got a new one from my home. Anyway, then I made him speak to Dr. Chen, and he said, no, pacemaker has already been done and things have happened. So all this thing happening. And then finally that news came. We were there. We were there.
2 in the morning, and actually Dr.
Yes.
Venugopal and Menkanti were there. Menkanti also, Menka Gandhi
Yeah,
also.
they came. Yeah, before that, I was there. Sudanti was there, and a few others were there. Dr. Anita was there. Yeah, Dr. Anita was there, and 1 or 2 more Sangat were there. So, point is, one has seen all that, and I just could not ever believe that in front of our own eyes, our Guru Maharaj will leave us.
Uncle, it's a miracle. That was the 3rd floor ICU. And
Yes.
it's next to impossible to enter the ICU at AIIMS. Next to impossible. It's a miracle we could go.
I am telling you, uncle, the speed or the confidence or the madness in my mind was so much that I straight away walked in. Of course, by taking off my shoes. And I said, why? Why are you doing all this? Why this red blanket? Why isn't a better quality blanket available? And I was just rubbing his feet. As I can't forget that time. Nobody around excepting one junior doctor on duty there. Anyway, I think we have gone to such a subject which is not very pleasant now because for all of us and the Sangat to know.
जिंदगी है अचल अंकल, जिंदगी का सफर है. आप पैदा हुए तो एक दिन आपको, लेकिन गुरुजी महाराज हमें कोई भी संगत से जाता हूँ, I call him as a very lucky person because he is गुरुजी महाराज के चरण में है वो.
Yes,
yes. Because very very lucky.
Yes. Anyway, any others? I think we are just few minutes away from our time. If there is any one more satsang it is coming to your mind and which is for the benefit of a sangat at large, I would request you to kindly share that.
आज गुरुजी महाराज इस जन्म में आपके मेरे लिए क्या संदेश है? We gave an answer. You used to smile, when you didn't want to give the answer. मुझे 6 महीने के बाद उन्होंने बताया कि डॉक्टर पांडव 3 चीजें याद रखो. ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवजी सदा सहाय, and when he passed on में ओम नमः शिवाय, गुरुजी सदा सहाय.
Yeah, that was added later.
ये बीज मंत्र है, बीज मंत्र.
Yes.
तुम कर लीजिएगा. The 3rd thing he said कि संगत बढ़ाओ, संगत बढ़ाओ, संगत बढ़ाओ.
Yeah.
And the second and the most important thing he told me, तुसी एम्स में डॉक्टर हो, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि सारी संगत की सेवा करो, समय दो, सहारा दो, सहाय दे. So till today, I'm trying my best to follow that dictum by Guruji Maharaj, Adesh tha. I'll just tell you with one small satsang. I got a call from Ranchi, Jharkhand at 11 o'clock at night. Dr. Pandav, this is Dr. Vandana speaking from Ranchi. I don't know where she got my number. 11 बजे रात को एम्स के बाहर एक छाबरी अंकल और आंटी है. छाबरी अंकल को इमीडिएट एडमिशन चाहिए. He requires dialysis. So I called up the institute. You know how difficult it is to get a bed in AIIMS.
Yes.
That's an emergency. So I spoke to the staff in medical superintendent's office. 20 minutes later, I get a call from Mrs. Chavra.
Yes.
Dr. Uncle Shukrana.
Oh.
My husband is admitted and they have already started dialysis.
Wonderful.
We are just a medium, Achal Uncle. We are
Very
just
nice.
a medium. करने वाले तो गुरुजी महाराज है. ऐसा किस्सा मेरे पास बहुत है. Last thing I'll tell you. There was a child, his father was also a doctor. 2-year-old child, he had a heart defect. They went to him,
Okay.
they gave him date after 6 years. 6 साल के बाद आइए, मैं आपको एडमिशन दे दूंगा. Then Gaurav, and he came to me, Dr. Pandav, आप कुछ कर लीजिएगा. So I met Dr. Shiv Chaudhary, who was professor and head of the department of cardiac surgery. I told him, हमारे संगत के हैं. इसे उनको मंडे को बुलाएंगे. कहाँ 6 साल, कहाँ मंडे, 3 दिन के अंदर उनको बुलाया. ये सारे करने वाले तो वो है. I'm telling you repeatedly again and again and again that we are just instruments.
Yes.
He is the script writer, he is the director, he is the producer,
Yes.
cameraman, he is the music director, he is the lyricist.
I couldn't agree more.
ये एक खेल चल रहा है, सारा गुरुजी महाराज का खेल है, और हम भाग्यवान है. एक बात देखी होगी आपने, हमारे खुद के निजी परिवार, ब्लड रिलेटिव्स, वी आर वेरी वेरी क्लोज टू सत्संग. जो मन की बात तो प्रधानमंत्री बाद में बोलने लगे, लेकिन जो मन की बात अपने परिवार से बोलते हैं,
हाँ जी.
गुरु परिवार से बोलते हैं. इससे क्या है, सच ए बिग परिवार. 10 करोड़ हो गए मेरे ख्याल से, बढ़ती रही है रोज न रोज. मिनिमम दैट्स माय गेस्टिमेट, 10 crores टुडे. Maybe in 2 years it will be 20 crores. तो सुरेश वासल अंकल, मैं शुक्राना देना चाहता हूँ. आपकी टीम बहुत बड़ी काम करती है गुरुजी महाराज की मेहर से. अचल अंकल, शुक्राना. You added the human element to this satsang. शुक्राना.
ये आदेश गुरुजी महाराज का था, मैं एक सेवादार.
जय गुरुजी, जय गुरुजी. पांडव अंकल, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि टुडे वाज ए इंटरेक्टिव सेशन. आपका जो असाइंड पेजेस हैं लेटर डिविनिटी के पढ़ने के, यू हैव टू रीड दोज पेजेस वंस अगेन इन सम अदर सेशन. दिस वाज ए एंटायरली इंटरेक्टिव सेशन एंड everybody has enjoyed it with Guruji's kripa. Maybe Smita Pandav may read or you may read, either of the two.
हम आपसे यही करेंगे सुरेश अंकल, जो तुमको पसंद है वही करेंगे.
जी. Yes. So
no, Suresh uncle, I did try to intervene in between, but apparently he
I
was
know.
so
I sense that out.
well, orchestrating the entire thing, since I had already read it, Satsang, and I could relate it completely with it. So
Yeah.
I said it is as good as reading, because, but yes, the spirit of the program, multilingual, this particular program was to read the Satsang,
Yes.
and that has to be read by the devotee himself, herself, or his relative.
So everyone has enjoyed this session to the
Yes.
most. And in the another session, Pandav uncle, you or Smita Pandav auntie will be reading, and Achal Paul uncle will be again hosting that session.
शुक्राना.
जैसे आदेश हो. शुक्राना मैं करना चाहूंगा गुरुजी महाराज का और मल्टीलिंगुअल प्लेटफॉर्म एंड सुरेश अंकल आपका. And of course, what a pleasure, what a journey sharing you have shared, Dr. Pandav uncle. It was really very, very interesting. And because you remembered the dates, the year, the time, because that is something which one tends to forget over a period of time. But as far as that is concerned, it was very much intact in your sharp memory. And that is commendable. Thank you so very much. And Jai Guruji Maharaj. And
Thanks a lot.
इजाजत हो तो हम
गुरु महाराज की कृपा से आज का सेशन यही समाप्त करते हैं. पांडव अंकल, मेरे शब्दों में महाराज की बहुत कृपा रही है. आज एक एक चीज अचल अंकल से, आपसे सुनने को मिली. कुछ चीजें ऐसी नहीं मिली जो कि हमने फर्स्ट टाइम सुनी है आज आप दोनों से. यस.
Actually, Suresh, it was just spontaneous. Somebody else was talking through us.
एक्चुअली हुआ क्या कि हम अपने पुराने दिन में हम एम्पायर स्टेट पहुंच गए.
हम भी
और
पहुंच गए.
एम्पायर स्टेट से कभी डुगरी चले गए, या कभी उनके साथ शादी पे चले गए,
गुरु
या
संगत
बस गुरु संगत में रहे. It was an amazing journey. In fact, I also really
गुरु
thoroughly enjoyed.
गुरु संगत भी आपके साथ साथ डुगरी भी जाती रही है.
Of course, of
Yes.
course, of course. The main purpose of this interactive session was ki all the Pyari Sangat, which is, at present who has joined this program, and later on who would get to see it on YouTube, should be as much benefited by this as each one of us are. It's all Guruji's
So I'm
blessings.
very fond of songs. जिंदगी का सफर कैसे सफर, मुझे गाने बहुत पसंद है, तो यही मैं कहूँगा.
Uncle, I still remember in 2021, from Multilingual platform, you had shared Sangha sharing. It was around 4-hour session. Full of
5 घंटे और 8 मिनट.
हाँ, yes. अभी तक का रिकॉर्ड है हमारा मल्टीलिंगुअल का.
Jai Guruji.
जय गुरु जी.
Okay, Ijazat. Thank you.
शुक्राना गुरुजी महाराज का. अब संगत जी, अब हम गुरुजी महाराज से आगे